the laser, we emitted the ray cast. Now we need to create the arrow, which is yet another simple way. So let's do it. First and foremost, in order to instantiate that, I need to have that variable. So I'm gonna have game object the arrow null. Alright, again, it's empty currently, but I'm gonna fill in later on. So alright, how are we gonna do it? We need to just create the arrow. That's it. We don't have to be bothered about other things right now. Okay, so we're just gonna have to create the arrow itself. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna create it with okay, first and foremost, I'll have to move this onto fixed update, because fixed update is much more, you know, efficient and faster than the update method. And for the stuff like this, like for tracking the laser, you better put it in the fixed update method. So I'm gonna use just update here. Alright, so I'm gonna use the update here. Okay. So in the update, I'm just gonna say if the user hits, you know, the mouse button, or we just have to go ahead and actually create the arrow. But before that, let me just create a boolean variable, just so we're safe, you know. Is out, which means you need to emit the arrow. So it's gonna be is out is equals to true. That's it. In the next if statement, I'm gonna check if what okay, if it's out is true, which means we need to actually create the arrow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna instantiate, it's gonna be the arrow, which is what I created up. It's where we wanna actually create that. I need to create that at the position, the pose, and quaternion dot identity. Alright, once it's spawned, now here's the thing. We need to not only just create the arrow, we need to make sure that its position is perfect. Let me show you something. So once we do this, let me get back to Unity. Alright, there's a new variable right here. I'm gonna go ahead and actually search for the arrow. If you don't have the arrow, all you have to do is just when you actually get the model, there's already an arrow. So what I did, I separated that arrow and I made it a prefab. That's the most important thing, by the way. You need to make the prefab of this model arrow, which is along with this crossbow right here. So I just separated it and made it a prefab of it. So once you have this arrow right here, so that's what it is. I'm just gonna go ahead, get back to the point. Yeah, so once you have that prefab right here, just go ahead and drag it onto the arrow, and bam, we're done. So that's what I was trying to say. Now once we instantiate that, you see, keeps doing it. First and foremost, oh my god. That's because we forget to turn off the tab, which means the water keeps coming out. So once we instantiated that, we need to turn this off. So is out is equals to false. Also, now if you notice, the position, or should I say the rotation, is not perfect. I'm looking at that side and the arrow is not pointing the right direction. So we need to fix that. So for that, we need to create a variable that will keep track of this newly created object. So I'm gonna make a variable game object. I'm gonna say the or should I call it clone arrow? Yeah, So what we're doing is we're creating a clone arrow named variable. So each and every time the arrow is created, this clone arrow is responsible to, for handling that. So now we'll access that clone arrow dot. We'll have to set the transform dot position. Its position as the position and clone arrow. Now the rotation is what's important. So the rotation is equals to this dot transform dot. Perfect. Fine. All right. And oh well, I got an error. It says, all right, some typecasting shit. Okay. Actually, we need to convert this to game object type. That should fix it. Come on. Yep, it did. Okay. So now we're good to go. Alright, now just focus its rotation. Now it's perfect, I guess. Yep. There we go. It's actually perfect now. Oops. So yeah, that's the basic working of it. Now that's it's fairly simple enough. What we have to do now next is we need to teach those arrows right in the air that you need to travel up front. So that's the next step we need to do for this video. So I'm gonna go ahead and create one more script. Now I'm working with two scripts because that's gonna make it quite simple. You can work with the single script. That's preferences, So I'm gonna call it my arrow script. Alright, I'm gonna open it up. Okay, here we are. Okay, alright, so my arrow script is here. What I have to do is okay, I need to first and foremost need to think of the speed. There's gonna be a speed variable, the speed at which the arrow will travel. So I'm gonna call it the speed. It's gonna be let's say 50. I'm not sure. And let's actually get started. I thought I'm just doing JavaScript. Anyway, update. Alright. Okay, so as soon as the script will be, or as soon as the object will be created, it will start executing this this method. So I'm gonna say this dot transform dot, it's not gonna be translate, it's gonna be translate. Yep, this method actually is responsible for changing the position of an object, so it will move it, but where you want to move it. It asks for vector3, so want to move forward, so vector3 dot forward times the speed times time dot delta time. So now we multiplied it with the speed, so it will move like 50 unit per seconds. Why seconds? Because of this, otherwise it would be 50 unit per frame, which will be super fast. Oh, I forgot to add this script. Yeah, just go ahead and find the arrow. Again, you need to make a prefab of this, so this is what it looks like. I'm gonna go ahead and attach the script to this game object. That's my arrow. Thank you. I'm gonna go ahead and apply, so we'll actually save it, not delete that, and then start your game. So now when I shoot, oh god, that's way quicker. Alright, let me just go ahead, main arrow. I'm gonna reduce down the speed to say 10. Alright, that should do it. Let's see. When I gonna shoot in the air, and bam, there we go. It's going, it's going, it's going. Now we haven't added much thing to it, so we'll just keep traveling even if it hit anything. So if I shoot this, it just went through it, so there's nothing being added to it. So this is the basic working of the system, guys. Don't forget to watch the second and the third part of this video to completely get this thing done. So I would appreciate your help if you share this video, like this video, comment in the section if you have any doubts. I'll definitely help you up, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Keep making horror games.